Looking ahead to 2025, it's important to know what the experts are projecting for the housing market nationally, and I want to share what's happening now at the end of August right here in Manatee and Sarasota counties. Hey YouTube Nation, Catherine Newman here, and whether you're thinking of buying or selling a home next year, having a clear picture of what experts are calling for can help you make the best possible decision for your home ownership plans. And please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you're always updated on all the crazy shenanigans going on here on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
I ain't gonna lie, but I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to get on that next. You know what I'm saying? That's the Floridian in me, y'all.
So here's an early look at the most recent projections on mortgage rates, home sales, and of course, what home prices are going to look like for 2025.
I don't know about you, but I'm predicting a lot of exciting, amazing things that happen to the groups. Like big, not just big, but big time stuff.
So let's hit mortgage rates first, since that's what's on everybody's mind. They are projected to come down slightly. Now, mortgage rates play a significant role in the housing market, as you know, and that's why sales are down, because people are waiting for those rates to come down again. So what are the forecasts for mortgage rates in 2025? Well, if we look at these predictions from Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, the National Association of Realtors, and Wells Fargo, well, you're going to see that they show an expected gradual decline in mortgage rates over the course of the next year. So, why are mortgage rates expected to come down? Mortgage rates are projected to come down because continued easing of inflation and a slight rise in unemployment rates are key signs of a strong but slowing economy. And many experts believe that these signs will encourage the Federal Reserve to lower the federal funds rate, which of course tends to lead to lower mortgage rates. And Morgan Stanley says, with the U.S. Federal Reserve widely expected to begin cutting its benchmark interest rate in 2024, mortgage rates could drop as well. Well, at least slightly. So what about home sales in 2025? Well, they're expected to see more homes selling in 2025 than we had in 2024. They expect the market will see an increase in both the supply of available homes on the market, like we've had here in Manatee and Sarasota County, as well as a rise in demand as more buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines because of the higher rates choose to make a move. And for sellers who have been on the sidelines this year waiting for the rates to come down so that they could list their home for sale, well, this increase in buyers coming back in the market is very encouraging.
Well, isn't that special?
And that's one big reason why experts are projecting an increase in home sales next year. So what are the projections for home sales in 2025? Well, according to Fannie Mae, MBA, National Association of Realtors, total home sales are forecast to climb slightly at an average of about 5.4 million homes expected to sell in 2025. So that average would represent a modest uptick from the lower sales numbers that we had in 2023 and 2024. And for reference, and put it all in perspective, about 4.8 million total homes were sold in 2023 nationally, and expectations for around 4.5 million homes to sell this year. So we can see a projection of that average that they're saying for 2025 of 5.4 million. Well, that's going to be an improvement. Now, while slightly lower mortgage rates are not expected to bring a flood of buyers and sellers back to the market, lower rates are certainly gonna get people moving. And that, of course, means more available homes for sale and more competition among buyers who want to purchase them. And lastly, What are home prices projected to do in 2025? Well, they're saying that home prices are going to go up moderately. So more buyers ready to jump into the market will put continued upward pressure on prices, of course. So let's take a look at the latest price forecast from 10 of the most trusted sources in real estate, and this is what they have to say. So looking at all 10 of these price projections for 2025, we're going to see on average that experts forecast home prices will rise nationally by about 2.6% next year. As you can see from this chart, there's a pretty good range of opinions on how much prices will climb. Experts agree, and the story here, of course, as you can see in this chart, is that home prices will continue to increase moderately next year, even though at a slower, more normal rate. It's also good news to those of you that maybe bought in the last few years. You definitely want to see some price growth appreciation, right? And, the experts are saying that that's what you're going to see. Now, you're not going to see huge leaps and bounds, but you are going to see some price growth appreciation if you bought in the last year or so. Now, if you bought during, and I say this all the time, if you bought during COVID and you paid a lot more than really the house was worth, and of course, you're not going to recuperate that money. You're going to have to stay in that house for a little bit longer to see that maybe that money recouped or whatever. But if you bought in the last year or so and you're worried that the value is going down, just sit tight, stay in it for a while. You are going to see a modest increase. Now, keep in mind, prices are always going to vary by local market. Mine's different than your local market. What a great segue into the most current market stats for my local counties of Manatee and Sarasota County. So, what is going on in Sarasota County? Now, what I've done is taken all of the stats for May, June, and July and kind of scrunched them all together here in this chart so that you could see, and of course these are year over year stats, but I want you to see a trend here going on. If you look at May of this year, 2024, you'll see that of course there were more closed sales in May of 2024 than there were in 2023. And of course, the price, look there, the median price in May of 2024 at $530,000 was up 3.9% year over year from what it was in May of 2023. And then of course, you'll see that the days on the market for May of this year was 43, and there was 5 months worth of supply. And again, when you get to about a 5 or 6 months worth of supply, let's say that really quickly, you're starting to get into a balanced market, meaning it neither favors a buyer or a seller. I'm thinking right now we're getting closer to a buyer's market. Now let's look at June. Now we put June, again, this is single family year over year. And of course in June, closed sales went down. Well, of course, those rates started going back up again in June and people were not happy about it. And of course, you'll see the median price went down. Now that's a pretty big jump month over month, right? And year over year, it was also down 5.3%. But look at May, the median price for May, and look at the median price for June. So that tells me that everything that was kind of under contract the few months prior to May, those prices were a little bit better, and then prices started to come down about the end of April here, and we started to see people making drastic price reductions because prices were coming down. And of course, 50 days on the market in June and still 5 months worth of supply. Now let's look at July. Now these are the latest stats that we have. We don't have August yet. We won't have those until September. So this is the latest stats for Sarasota County in July. We'll see that we did have an increase in closed sales for July. We still saw that median price going down year over year by 12.1%, but we also saw that median price in Sarasota County coming down month over month. So we've seen that as a trend from May to June to July. And then the days on the market increase, of course, year over year, and they also increase month over month. And then look, though, we're seeing a little bit less homes on the market, not a whole lot less, but 4.8 months worth of supply. Of course, that's up 50% from a year ago, but month over month, we're seeing it come down. Well, it went up, but year over year it went up, but month over month it did come down. So what we're seeing, that of course is what we just talked about, because a lot of sellers also are, just kind of waiting it out to see if these rates go down, if more buyers jump in, and because they're noticing that all of their neighbors are having to come down on the prices of their homes. So we'll keep an eye on Sarasota County. Now, what about Manatee County? Well, I've done the same thing here. These are year-over-year stats for May, June, and July in Manatee County. And Manatee County is right here in my hometown, Parrish, Florida, as you know, in Lakewood Ranch and Bradenton and Palmetto and those areas. So looking at Manatee County for May, of course, closed sales were down year over year. But the median price was up 1.9% from May of 2023 to May of 2024 at $525. Of course, the 45 days took longer to go into contract year over year. And of course, there were 4.1 months worth of supply. So still sort of a seller's market in Manatee County in May, but getting up there. And of course, we can see June here, closed sales were down. And then we see this median price came down, not just year over year, but look, it came down month over month. And we saw the days to contract increase. So it's taking longer from May to June for houses to go, of course, under contract. And then we saw 4.0 months worth of supply in June. Of course, again, all of this supply is up year over year for all of the months, right? Because we didn't have anything the year before, and the year before that. We've been struggling with inventory, but now we're starting to see it rise. But it did come down a little bit from May to June. And then let's look at July, our latest stats here. And of course, closed sales in July were up year over year, but month over month, they came down. And of course, the median price came down again from June to July, month over month. And it came down year over year to $499. So that's a pretty good drop there. About the same days on the market, 52. But we are seeing month over month, we're seeing that inventory kind of slip down there. So if you're looking for something now and you start to see that monthly inventory number continue to go down, well, that's going to put upward pressure on pricing, right? Because as we get more buyers, as those mortgage rates continue to come down and more buyers get in the market, even though it's not a lot of buyers, we could still see that supply get eaten up and put pressure, upward pressure, of course, on housing prices. So that's what's going on in Manatee and Sarasota County. So what's the bottom line here? If you understand the 2025 housing market forecast, it's going to help you plan your next move if that's a consideration for you. And again, whether you're buying or selling, staying informed about these trends are going to ensure that you make the best decision possible for your situation and for your family. Now, I am always here to chat with you about your plans and love to hear what your journey is. If you're thinking about checking out these great Gulf Coast communities, so be sure to give me a call and let's connect to discuss how these forecasts could impact whatever plans you have. I'm Catherine Newman. Thanks for subscribing to this channel so you're always alerted when a new video is available. I will see you on the flip side.